to Hillary Clinton, but be that as it may, Ben, let me ask you. So Secretary Clinton said last night that Senator Sanders voted against the bailout for the auto industry. Obviously, that's a powerful thing to accuse him of doing in Michigan. But just to be technical here, Sanders voted for the $15 billion package to rescue Chrysler and GM, but only when it was tied in with the big bank bailout did he vote against it. So doesn't he have a case to make when he says it's kind of misleading to suggest he was against the auto bailout?
Well, Sanders is always into the symbolic vote. And don't take it from me, take it from Michigan Senator Stabenow, who said the only way to get that funding through would be to do it within the TARP legislation. Senator Sanders voted against that. It seems like he's campaigning more on the side of Mitt Romney, who said let Detroit go bankrupt, than the president when it came to rescuing the auto industry.
Go ahead, Jonathan.
Jake, I'm holding in my hand a card, which is my union card. I'm a member of the United Auto Workers. I've been a member of the United Auto Workers for 25 years. And I would not support a candidate that was not a solid UAW supporter, that was behind workers all the way. Bernie Sanders was for the auto bailout, and the way you described it was actually correct. And the Washington Post essentially called the Clinton campaign a liar, or at least misrepresenting, saying it seems like she's even willing to take the gamble that fact checkers may call her out for her tactics Sunday, but that voters won't. And the reason they're making this emphasis, Jake, is because she has supported bad trade agreements, NAFTA and all those trade agreements that have destroyed the lives of working people, auto workers in Michigan, Ohio, for many, many years. That's really the Achilles heel. And let's debate those trade issues. Those are the things that have hurt middle-class Americans, working Americans in Ohio, and particularly auto workers.
Let me ask you something, Ben, because the Clinton campaign itself is making a thing out of Bernie Sanders saying, excuse me, I'm talking. Is there an unfair thing going on here when it comes to gender that is actually hurting Bernie Sanders? If he had said that to a male candidate, would anybody be saying, oh, how rude?
I think what's interesting about last night is Secretary Clinton got under Bernie Sanders' skin.
Clearly true.
He's not good when he gets attacked. And presidents take heat every single day. And one of the things that the electorate judges you on is how you can handle that pressure. And Bernie Sanders doesn't handle it well. He doesn't respond quickly. He talked over her. He got annoyed. He didn't look like a diplomat on stage last night. I think that was voters' takeaway.
Well,
go ahead, John.
I just want to say quickly, I think anybody who looks at the table, well, first of all, let's step back. Maybe Ben and I can agree on one thing, that we're a whole lot better at the debate than the Republicans. And let's embrace that thing that we can unite on.
I'll agree with you on that, John.
We don't talk about some of the nonsense that they talk about. I do think that there was a testiness there, but frankly, Hillary Clinton was interrupting Bernie, and he was trying to get an answer. And so they went back and forth. And frankly, honestly, it's one reason that I like the town forums that CNN has held over the last several weeks. I think it fits better where each candidate can actually explain their positions and get questions from the voters. In that scenario, there's naturally going to be a little bit back and forth. But I think we're making a little bit too much of it personally.
John, I just want to buttonhole something. Somebody told me that it's unfair that people are holding Bernie Sanders responsible for his story about the ghetto and white people and race because he was actually quoting or paraphrasing what somebody told him. Is that your understanding as well?
Well, I don't know what he was paraphrasing. I think he was, there was a couple of examples he tried to put out that said white people don't experience things that African Americans do. Trying to hail cabs and doing things like that. You know, in New York City, that's been a story that's been repeated many, many times, that African Americans who try to hail cabs in Manhattan, for example, to go to some place in Manhattan or to Brooklyn, cabs won't stop for them. And I think that that was the example he was trying to make. But I don't know if he was trying to paraphrase the story, Jake.
All right. Jonathan Tasini, Ben LaBolt, thanks to both of you. Really appreciate it. Donald Trump has been criticized